Christmas time at home. What's up, everybody on Facebook?
Why did you
I don't know what the words. I don't know what the words are to that song. Sorry.
Ho ho ho, bitches.
Hoes, bitches and hoes, hoes. What's up, y'all? It's Holler time. Welcome, Santa. It's Santa.
Here to deliver all of your bourbon needs.
We're gonna do a podcast, y'all, and you're gonna hang out with us on the internet while we do it. So everybody, make sure to share it. Share this on your walls, everyone. Put it on your walls.
Yeah, Niles, you're a Facebook guy, man. Share it, dude.
Yeah, I'm a boomer, it turns out.
Okay, boomer.
Boomer.
All right.
Spooky and I made a song. Well, we changed the lyrics to a song.
Uh-huh.
To Adele's Rumor Has It.
Uh-huh.
Boomer Has It. That's our thing.
That's the thing.
You guys can make that a thing.
Spooky's face is in there.
You can make it
Sorry.
a thing.
It's all right.
I had to
you saw Spooky's
readjust.
pretty face.
Aww.
Nah.
Oh, you're too nice.
Yeah. So if you are happening to be tuning in right now, please share this feed for us. I'm gonna do
Share
the
this
same
on your
thing.
wall. Hang out with us. Chill with us.
Yeah.
On the net.
Interact with us. Is
It
one
moved a little bit.
Yeah, I thought
Might want to have to
something
move
was
it back.
the cord.
That'll
ripped
happen.
out.
We should have put that cord right there.
I know, this is terrifying.
It is
no
very
pressure.
terrifying and very interestingly arranged. Did you fix it?
I think. Almost.
I'll go back there.
All right.
Fine.
Brian's gonna look real quick.
It's fixed. So
Go back a little bit.
She's doing it.
it's
She's working
literally
on
Go
it.
back
fine.
the opposite direction a little bit.
It's not gonna make much of a difference.
Oh yeah, way different picture back here, dude. Way different.
Yeah.
That just shows you. I mean, we knew it was different, but
Things about stuff.
things about stuff.
There's things about stuff. All right, cool. I think we're good.
Oh,
Let's do a
yeah.
podcast, everybody. Welcome to the
I mean,
internet
y'all
with
are
us.
Everyone does. Yes.
Hmm.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. Everyone poops.
That's a kid's book.
That's a kid's book. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're about to go live. We're already live, actually, technically, but we're about to go live on the actual podcast. Is everybody ready? You know how we did it before? It was like we had an intro, then I did an intro, then we did a theme song, and then we just started fucking talking.
Yeah.
I'm
dude,
ready.
let's
Cool.
Wing it.
Let us wing it. Let's do it. Y'all ready? 3, 2.
Holler is intended for mature audiences only, so your mom is definitely invited. Sometimes controversial, always engaging. It's the podcast that lets your voice be heard. It's the podcast that shouts you out. It's time to holler. Can you dig it?
I could eat a unicorn one day through a Pop-Tart. Touch your shoes.
You like the Disney part?
Yeah, I like the way it explodes.
You like it?
And just swallow it down. Oh my god.
Your tweets, snaps, Facebook comments, and even phone calls. Holler any way you want. I used to give kids opiates. Keep them quiet. Much less offensive than that. JD, Brian, and Gracie. Holler at your boy. And a girl.
Just see those booties twerking. Look, she is working it too.
Are you talking about me? Because I'm fucking just sitting here doing my thing.
You know, the club's full of ballers and it's time to holler with you. What's up, everybody? My name is JD Short, and to my right is my good friend Brian. What's up, Brian? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for finding our silly podcast. This is Holler. It's the podcast that shouts you out. Guys, we're here for you as much as we're here for ourselves and these drinks, of course. Guys, if you're tuning into this, I want you to find me in the Twitterverse. That is my favorite social media, and I want you to find me at _Brian_show. Anytime you guys tweet me, I would love to shout you out on the show. And let me go ahead, speaking of shout outs, and shout out our third co-host. It's Little Stink. This is Gracie.
Yeah.
I'm an elf.
She's an elf.
That's your Elven name.
Elf.
No, that's the worst Elven name.
That's a really good Elven name.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
fucking
help
hate
it that
it.
you
No.
work in the cinnamon factory, so...
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Cookies. Hey guys, I'm here. I'm alive and well, and dressed like an elf.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, and our special guest for this wonderful Christmas time episode is Niles Macri. How you doing, Niles?
Holla.
Holla!
Like it's good to be back.
Welcome to the show. Now we did some shows in the past, and you were on one of them before, and it was also a Christmas show from before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of becoming a tradition for you to do the Christmas show with us.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Christmas because it's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
We're simply having a wonderful
festive.
Christmas time.
We're all festive right now. We're wearing some interesting clothes. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to also do this really fun little game later about Twas the Night Before Christmas. As well as we're going to review some shit.
I hate today.
We're going to have a great time. But the main thing we're going to do on the show is talk to you out there on the internet. We're going to get you involved in the show. We asked you some questions. We had you send us some answers. We're going to put those out on the show. Some are videos, some are voicemails, some are audio, some was just text, pictures, whatever. We're going to share them all with you on the internet here with us. It's Holler time, motherfuckers.
What you did, you little jerk.
Before we do anything, we have to do the official Holler toast. I don't know if we just who did we decide. I don't think Gracie's done one yet. Gracie, I think it's
Oh,
time
they're
for you
gonna fucking put
yeah,
me on
we're
the
putting
damn
you on the
spot?
damn spot.
I'm an eating, drinking, shitting, fucking Santa Claus.
Putting you right on the spot for it. But I mean, it's Christmas time, so you can actually be genuine from the heart with it if you want. Everybody, if you have a cocktail, if you're actually sitting here on the internet with us or doing something, and you have a cocktail, hang out and put it up in the air with us. Gracie, what would you like to say to everyone on the internet? They're all listening.
Merry fucking Christmas. I hate you both.
That's very Gracie.
Aw.
Cheers.
Feel the love.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers, cheers. I feel all the way down my lungs. Everyone knows the longest month that the sun bounced right off of me. 2 for 1.
Oh, so cheap.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Holler, the podcast. This is episode 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Big number 3.
Yeah, big old
and
number
it's
3.
already a Holler Joller Christmas, and we're so glad to have you. I want to shout out, before we get going here, a guy that I met, I don't know, a week or 2 ago that was nice enough. He was kind enough to chat with me, chat about our podcast. I told him I would shout him out. I told him not only that, I would also try his product on our review tonight, which is upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Michael Ballard. He's from the TV show Full Throttle.
Full Throttle Saloon.
Full Throttle Saloon.
It's on True TV.
Yeah, True TV. Very cool guy. He's got a very cool liqueur for us to try, and we will do that later. So Michael Ballard will shout you out, and thank you so much for that bottle that you signed for us. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Well, it's like Brian said, it's a Holler Joller Christmas. What is Joller? What does Joller mean?
I don't know.
It's what Santa is, I guess, everyone.
It rolls off the tongue.
We're all wearing our festive Christmas sweaters. Now, Brian, obviously, you've got this beard on here. It's very good. You've tucked the mustache underneath your
Yeah.
your deal.
But I can go full throttle if I want to.
Definitely on an ugly. You can go full throttle on it if
I
you
want
want.
to go.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Daddy's in the house.
Daddy's in the house. It's definitely an ugly sweater for sure, but it's more along the lines of like there is.
Where you at?
It's a marsupial sweater.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's right.
marsupial sweater.
I got a pouch.
Did everybody see out there? There's a
I ain't
pouch
got no babies, but I got a beer.
that's holding your hard seltzer right now.
That's right.
It's holding your claw or your true or whatever you want to call it. Now I'm just wearing an ugly sweater. This is just an ugly sweater.
Yeah.
It's ugly as hell.
It's not that
Yeah.
ugly.
It's not. I guess they've come back.
That's
Ugly's come
what's
back.
weird about ugly sweaters, dude. They've made the reversal to where like 5, 8 years ago. Yeah, I did. I had a beard. Sorry. Daddy beard in my mouth. 5 to 8 years ago.
Santa Daddy.
5 to 8 years ago,
Hashtag
everybody's
Santa
like, ha ha, hilarious, ugly sweater. Now, fast
Yeah.
forward 8 years later, they're like, hey man, great sweater.
Can you make that fast forward sound?
Fantastic, dude, great sweater.
Can we all go around the table and make that same sound that Brian just did? I'll go next to that. Is that what?
Oh, boo. Oh my god. That's not fast at all, that's very slow.
So Gracie, you're wearing sort of.
I'm a fucking elf, damn
It's
it.
like an elf dress, like a sweater dress, right?
I'm a damn elf.
You are the angriest
Why
elf
do you
in
keep
the
saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a dress though, right? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Lift it up in the air so people can see.
What you guys can't see is that her socks are lighting up.
Yeah,
And
they're lit, like we are.
her socks are lit as fuck.
Now,
Uh,
I do want to say, Niles, you're wearing something quite a bit different than we are. This is still, I would say, Christmas sweater.
I'm bringing my festive side tonight.
Right.
Just some sequins.
It's just some
Yeah.
sequins. It's very much like, I feel like a Gaga music video. Like
Yeah.
a very Gaga Christmas.
And that's kind of like, that's kind of what I was going for.
Niles looks like
The bad romance.
Niles looks like a guy that would be in the Express catalog, and I would order like this shirt and pants and hat.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the Express models. That's
Yeah.
a compliment.
Yeah.
Technically.
That is a great compliment.
That's a great
Except, like, they have like a foot and a half on it.
All right. Well,
But
well,
I
people
got
on
about
air
7
don't do
inches
that.
on that.
I'm loving it.
So, it's Christmas, everybody. We hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas time. We are having one. We try to, at least. I mean, I think it's a good
it's
one.
great.
Now, Niles, you recently threw a Christmas party not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
You
You
know
both
how-
missed
Yeah.
it, you dicks.
We both missed it. I had to work. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, can we pause here for a second, because the listeners, Niles, that have no fucking clue who you are, like, here's the thing, man. I was gonna ask you this earlier. What do you bring to the table? But like, I kind of wanted to give you this intro. Niles is like the party thrower. This guy throws not just parties, epic parties. I'm talking about parties that come with menus like you were on a cruise ship, and there's your drink menu list. There's your appetizer list.
yeah.
I was sent these photos now, so I know this stuff. So like, you're not just
I
a
didn't
guy.
know this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I would have just skipped out of work.
Dude, you should have seen the party list. You should
It
have
was
seen
beautiful.
it. It
was
looked
so
like
beautiful.
you were walking into a party on a
Yeah.
cruise ship.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Okay.
So this is the guy that throws them. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is Niles. He's going to join us for the rest of the show, and you're gonna be better for listening to this guy. How's that sound?
Hey, no, that's awesome. That's what I do. I show people how to have a good time, how to make it look ballin', but do it on a budget.
That's good.
Because, trust me.
It's tough. It can get expensive. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It
Throwing
can
a
get
party.
crazy. And especially this time of the year, there's so many other things, people want to spend money on.
Yeah. Now, do have people like got your services to throw some parties on their side? Like, do you? Like,
Yeah.
Like that's and I mean like around Christmas time. Like I feel like this is a very big party season. Honestly, from Thanksgiving through New Year's,
Shit gets crazy.
people fucking party like
Yeah,
wild.
they do.
It's either corporate events, maybe, or a corporation or a company throwing a party for their people, like as a way to celebrate their year or whatever. Or maybe give them all bonuses or whatever. But also just families getting together and throwing little parties and stuff. Well, what have you done some stuff recently that's been fun?
Yeah, no, I've put together a couple parties. I've done a couple weddings, and it's good to like celebrate with people, whatever the occasion that they're deciding to kick off is.
Yeah.
Now, did you actually DJ those weddings that you're talking about? Is that what you did?
No.
Or did you like plan the party?
He's
Is that
like,
what?
Yeah, like-
listen, Niles is the best interior decorator that
Yeah.
you'll ever meet.
Well, here's the thing. For people that don't know, that are listening, we met Niles back on a podcast we used to do called the Snappy Hour. Some of you have followed over, some of you haven't. But hey, we had a podcast back in the day, and we had everyone under the sun on this podcast. And here's the thing. Now, this is another compliment your way. we decided when we created this brand new podcast, Holler, that what you're listening to now, we decided, hey, this is going to be nothing but an A+ all-star list. And guess what, bro? You made the list, and you know, our first guest was Tim Ear of WSAZ, and people put that on a pedestal. But guess what, man? You bring a lot to the table, and I don't want to undercut you. You're the fucking party thrower. You're the party guy, and everybody's gonna have that, you know.
Yeah.
You bring the party. That's awesome.
I like to party.
I like to party.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone needs any party advice, hit me up. I'm at a rest stop off 64.
But for real, if you're watching live right now on Facebook and you're on the chat there, if you got some questions about some party tips or whatever, throw them up there and see what people have to say. I was gonna say. Again, it's Christmas season. Is everybody having a good little situation? What have y'all been up to? What's your Christmas so far right now? Is it a lot of work? Is everybody working?
I've worked my ass off up to this day, but moving forward, I think, and Gracie and I were actually talking about this in the pre-show. Our work schedule's looking real good, man.
Yes.
Like I've got to work like a day and a half or something, and then I've got a lot of time off, and that's what I needed.
What are your plans?
Yeah, let's get all that time off too.
I do.
You both do. So, what do you guys have some plans during the time off, like
Relax.
staycation stuff?
No, staycation. Relax. Take care of the house. Take care of the dog. Take care of myself, and bring in that fucking new year, man.
Okay,
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Gracie, how about you?
Today was my last day of work for 2 whole weeks. I don't go back till January 6th. It's very
Jeez,
exciting.
do you ever get like stir crazy when it's 2 straight weeks of not working like that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. I love it.
Do you ever get happier than this moment right now? Is that?
Are you ever happy ever at all,
I'm
Gracie?
probably the happiest when I'm asleep. No, that's probably why. I think
I would believe that. That's something I would say. That's fantastic.
Yeah, probably the happiest when I'm sleeping.
Yes, I'm very pumped about it. 2 weeks off, going to be great.
I am actually.
We should hang out.
I only get a few days off
I'd rather be happy
for the Christmas break, but it's all right because now a lot of my folks are going out of town. I've already gone out of town. I'm actually house sitting too, so it's like a thing. I am not necessarily going to be with my family for Christmas, but we already talked, and basically the night of Christmas morning, I am still going to have stayed at my folks' place. I'm going to wake up in the morning and we're going to FaceTime because they're currently out of town.
Gotcha.
Out visiting other family. And we're just let's just spend Christmas morning via the iPads as if it was just a standard.
Now wait, they don't have a dog there to watch anymore or anything, right? What do you have to watch there?
Not really anything.
Just the
making
house,
sure it
just
doesn't
make
burn
sure.
down. And
but you don't got to.
Nobody breaks in.
In the previous years, JD, you were on.
We did it. Yeah, I was on
24/7 doggy patrol.
Yeah. But it's not as big of a deal now.
Okay, I got you.
But still, though, it's going to be kind of cool to.
Do you want to come over for Christmas dinner? Do you want to come?
Well,
over
I've already got plans for Christmas dinner. I have other family. Thank you for the invite.
You can totally come over.
That's very nice of you. But I've already got Christmas dinner plans with other family.
Okay, gotcha.
But Christmas morning plans, I just thought it would be interesting to explain. I'm just going to get up and FaceTime my folks and just have the iPad over here. They're going to have theirs over there, and we're just going to look
okay, I got
at
you.
each while we're doing the show.
I got you.
We're still going to be there with each other. That's what I thought was
a virtual Christmas.
Yeah, you got to be there with people. No one wants to be alone on Christmas, and I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be with them. But I'm going to be honest, it's going to be kind of cool to be able to just hang up and be like, all right, peace. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Go eat Chinese food and see a movie.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to have, like I said, Christmas dinner with some other folks. But, yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
That's cool, dude. That's
great.
great. Fantastic.
How about
Adult
you,
stuff.
Niles? Any, your plans for this season? This is 5 days before Christmas right now, I think.
Yeah, no, I'll work up until noon on Christmas Eve, and then I'm pretty traditional. I'm having dinner with my parents on Christmas Eve.
Your mom making lasagna.
Yeah, on Christmas Day, Mom makes lasagna and Italian cream cake.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah.
Are you?
What's the story here?
Tell me
What's the
about
story with lasagna on Christmas?
Every Christmas, I don't know how it started, but it's always lasagna.
But you're not Italian. I mean, is the
Yes.
family?
My dad's side of the family's Italian.
Oh well, then that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't wait.
Mafioso.
I'm coming over.
Yeah.
I'm coming over to eat lasagna.
You can. Everyone's invited.
Oh, they won't come. They never do.
Niles, could you guys make a low carb lasagna?
Could you make Brian his own entire lasagna.
You can do that with zucchini noodles.
Yeah.
So can you pass
You
that
can
along?
even fold those same, and all this is what taking like a big potato peeler or something, like cutting down a zucchini, and if you use them like the noodles, it's one thing. You can even fold them over and make them like ravioli. I just say first is just a cooking tip for people. You can get there's a lot of moisture in those things. So in my opinion, you put them out on a rack and then put them in the oven at like 200 for maybe 15 minutes, dry them out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you cook with those
No,
things.
that's good
Then
advice.
they don't get super duper soft.
Very good advice. Because
Hey.
I've made some soggy vegetable
Yeah,
lasagna.
yeah. And it doesn't not taste, I mean, it still tastes
Yeah, it
good,
tastes
but
good,
it's
but
soupy
Yeah.
at the bottom, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you can suck it all up. Don't
You
get
can-
too. Don't get too
Don't.
zippy.
But then you want some
Suck it
crusty
up.
bread to do it, and then it defeats the whole no carb thing, and you're back to square
Right.
one. Damn
Carbs
it.
don't
Make a
count
fart
whenever
noise.
it's lasagna like that. You just don't know about this lasagna.
You know
I
what?
do.
I saw it for my birthday once.
I don't
You
blame
know what?
you.
You could
A
offset.
lasagna cake?
You could offset the carbs with like adding more protein by putting like whey, like using whey as the water that you know what I'm saying?
So
And the
sprinkle
shit.
a little bit of that whey on your lasagna, like Parmesan
Not, I don't
cheese
mean
before
like
you
whey
eat it.
protein like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, I'm getting too deep.
Yeah.
into the cooking thing.
Nobody cares.
Let's talk about other stuff.
Please.
So I wanted to, before we moved on, we want to open some
Yeah, we want
social
to talk
media
to,
stuff and
to
talk
the
our
social
peeps.
needs.
I'm sure they've got some Christmassy things they want to get involved in. But you brought something up earlier the other day, Brian. That is very important. This is the end of a decade, right?
Yeah, it's huge, dude.
That's a
Think
pretty big
about
deal.
this. This only happens. I mean, really think about this. Is kind of deep. It only happens a few times in your life. This is not like just a new year. It's a new decade.
Mhm.
Think about when people say, "Hey, man, remember the '90s? Remember the '80s?"
Mhm.
This is about to be one of those, man.
Remember the
We're
tens?
in it. So like, don't let this moment just slip by and go into another new year. Like, let's really think about
Now-
like the past fucking decade, man. That's cool.
Let's go into that a little bit. But before we do, I did want to say something. A lot of people are up in arms about that whole thing. Do you consider so it's 2019 right now. It's about to be 2020. Do you consider 2020 to be the first year of the 20s or the last year of the 10s? Because a lot of people think if it's 2010, it's the last year of the
No,
decade
okay. Well, I'll be
before.
very clear on
And
this.
the first year didn't really start until this,
They're fucking. What are these? A conspiracy?
I think
theories?
it's very
like.
dumb.
Here's what's happened. Like when we talk about the '90s, if something happened in 1990, that was part of the '90s. It wasn't part of the
That's
80s.
what I think too.
Can I just be very clear about that?
Is it because
So, like,
people want to take it back to like year zero? Like,
Right,
well,
I
did
don't
we start at 1? No, we probably started at 0. And then but what do you think? Did we start at 1 or did we start at 0, dude? Like
the very beginning of
at
time.
the beginning of time. The big one up time.
We
but
started
beginning of
before
time.
0, right? I mean, the Egyptians were way
Yeah, you know
before
what? Yeah,
0.
you're right. It's all
So
fucking.
like, what the hell is that about? Like, you watch all these shows about like these
Yeah,
these,
what is it?
these
Now what does it even
magnificent
matter?
men, these magnificent men building pyramids, and you're like, oh, that was a 350 BC. Like, what? That seems like a good starting point.
You know,
to me.
you just blew that whole thing out of the water.
Sorry, dude,
Never
sorry.
mind. It's done.
Don't ask me that.
No more. No need to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about the significance of this decade to all of us, y'all. What do you think? That's going to also segue us well into our little polls here we're talking about. What
Your little poll.
little poll? Damn it! I knew you were going for
I
that.
know it every time.
What you did, you little jerk?
This has been a pretty tumultuous decade.
A weird one.
Been a weird one.
I think something that's interesting about this decade, and this is so silly, but it's true. If you dig deep enough, this was a silly social media challenge, the decade challenge. Post a picture of yourself 10 years ago and then now. When you really think, when you think back like, oh, I don't know, this decade, whatever. But when you look at that photo of yourself from 10 years ago, you're like, holy shit, I was a totally different human, actually. Like I fucking like,
yeah,
I was
well,
eating
10
ramen noodles and
Yeah,
shit.
10
like-
years. A lot can happen in 10 years.
A lot
Absolutely.
can barely
You
happen.
can lose a lot of weight. You could change. You could choose. Yeah. Yeah. You could change your entire fashion sense and style.
Yeah.
Why was I wearing that?
Morph into like a totally different looking person.
A lot of
You could
people.
be surrounded by different things.
Right. A
You
lot
can-
of people have completely new friends. A lot of people have brand new lifestyles. A lot of people came out. A lot of people have changed their lives from the beginning of 10 years to the end of that.
Speaking of friends,
Okay.
one thing that will never change: Anyway,
oh.
sorry, we had a moment.
Uh,
Anyway, keep talking.
okay.
Go ahead.
That's
We're
y'all's
done.
friendship is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's
We
wonderful.
smooshed each other in the air.
That's good.
Make a fart noise.
Excellent.
Wait, are we talking about this?
We
This
are talking
decade
about it.
thing?
We didn't want to.
Okay, I
Let's
don't
do
care.
it.
Do you want to? Okay, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So
She just
I
waits for.
just
She
wanted
needs the
to know.
permission first.
I just
Planet
wanted to
Greasy.
know. I don't want to be rude and interrupt.
You don't want to be rude in
I
the
want
world.
you to though. I
Okay,
think
so
it's
shut
more
the
fun.
hell up and let me talk.
And now we're back.
And back to your regularly.
I don't want to be rude, but fuck the hell off.
Shut up. So I turned 30 this year, so I was 20 years old in 2005.
Fuck. See, that's huge.
That's
a big deal.
That's a big thing. I turned 21 in this decade.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turned 30. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
can say it. You might as well just lump it in with it.
Yeah. So
It's all going to end up just arbitrarily
It's
running into
weird.
itself later
what a
on.
weird thing. Like, because I turned 21, I was finally old enough to drink legally.
And like go to bars and
And,
like
like-
hang out at
like
all the
legally
places and do
go-
all, and gamble.
And like, I went to Las Vegas right
Yeah,
after I
fuck.
turned 21.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And like, it's just weird. Like, had a lot of shitty boyfriends and a
Mhm.
lot of shitty, hung out with a lot of nefarious people.
Do you feel this? Do you feel that you've gotten a little wiser, maybe, or that
Yeah, and I calmed down a lot.
Calmed down.
Like this decade, this past
prove it?
fucking
Do you feel what he feels?
party decade. Like,
Okay, yeah, of course. Fuck yeah,
was
everybody. Yeah.
a partier.
That's a pretty cool story.
I was
honestly.
a real
Party
big
decade, I
partier.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was a party
See,
decade.
now you've
like,
got my wheels turning now that you're
it
talking.
was a
like-
party decade. Like, I would go out every weekend. I did not work at McDonald's anymore, so I only could go out on the weekends. So, like, going on the weekends and just be drunk all the time.
Fuck.
Thanks, Samantha. I love you. Bye. But, like,
And now you've
I still
graduated to
have,
a podcast later.
yeah, now I've graduated to podcast. But, like, I still have the same friends. Like, Nikki and I are still friends. So my
Shouts to
friend-
Nikki.
That stuff should remain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally agree
Yeah.
with that, and that shows you have a good friend circle that they
Yeah,
stuck.
and like
with
Samantha's still my friend. Like we met right after I got back from Las Vegas. Like Niles and I have been friends since we were children. But like, and like there are people that I don't talk to anymore because they were not adding to my life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. See,
so,
okay,
like,
there you
that's
go.
the thing,
That's what
like-
you do. That's what a lot of people did in the
That's
last
where I grew.
in this
Yeah.
decade, especially coming up like that when you're younger like that,
Yeah.
getting to
I
grow
was
a little
like,
bit more.
yeah, like
You start realizing you can cut some people out,
Yeah,
and it's
I was like-
okay. It's not a big deal. I don't think people take it as you know
yeah. I had
as
a,
heavily as some.
a niece and I have 2 nephews now, and my sisters got married. Like
Damn.
a
Yeah.
lot of stuff happened.
Oh yeah,
Big ass decade.
You know,
Crazy
like I said,
decade
now
for
that you
me.
said that, I think my biggest thing, if I were to say one thing, at the beginning of this decade, I did not have my quote unquote big boy job yet. I was a server in a restaurant in college, just fucking busting my ass both in the restaurant and in college. And at the end of this decade, I am like a veteran of my staff, of my big boy job, doing big things that way. So that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
And it
well,
feels great.
I
too.
started, at the end of 2010, my job that I have now. So I've been there.
Wow, so you've almost been there for a decade.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool too.
10 years.
And that's a big deal. This is like
That's
a
crazy.
major thing about this decade is that you spent the whole decade
At the
at a
same
job,
job.
at a
Yeah.
job that was important to you.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't think that's a lot.
What kind of decade have you had? What was 2010 to 2019 for you?
It was a crazy ride for me.
Yeah.
Like I came out of the closet late.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I didn't really need to. Like I think my parents
Honey,
knew.
we
at
all knew.
least. Gracie's told me.
But
for
that's
20
that's a
years.
huge step though.
Oh yeah.
For your own psyche.
So I was
for
just
everything.
like, oh hey, I turned 30, and I told my parents I was like, I'm gay,
Mhm.
and I got they were awesome about it. It was awesome.
Mhm. Gosh, a major step. That's a
I
huge deal.
met my partner 9 years ago.
Wow. So
9 years
damn.
ago. Yeah.
See,
It's
you
just been a
know,
crazy decade. Like I grew up a little bit.
That's fantastic.
I've done
Maybe-
a lot of craziness, but like I grew up a bit.
I'm so glad your parents were so cool with that too. By the way,
Oh, I was terrified.
that's the way it should be, though, man.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way? I have no idea how old you are.
I'll be 34 in June, so I'm 33 right now.
Holy shit! Because I'm like looking at this. We're all about the same age, but like for those of you that aren't watching the live podcast, whether it be on Facebook Live or YouTube, by the way, if you're just listening on Spotify or iTunes, Niles, this guy, like, I don't know, he's similar to me. We look similar, but I'm also looking at this guy thinking, like, I don't know if I'm older or younger than him. And there's the answer. We're about the same. We're 1 year off. I'm a year older than Niles.
The very first time I met Brian, I looked at Nikki and said, he reminds me of Niles Macri, and I can't even stand around.
And now we're here.
And I said, I know that we're going to love each other.
And now we're here.
Yeah, now we're here.
You know, we've all, I think, had a pretty wild ass decade, but I say let's start asking people out there in the internet.
Let's hear about it.
What's up with their stuff? You particularly asked a particular question as your poll this week. What was it?
Yeah, I wanted to, again, going back to the decade thing here, I wanted to know, what was your favorite, that's a better way to word it, what was your favorite TV show or TV series of this decade?
Okay. Did it does it mean it had to exist in this decade and it probably didn't exist
If
anymore?
it existed in any form in this decade, we're cool with it. That's the answer. So
alright.
Shows like The Office, by the way, they kind of overlap a little bit, and that counts.
Still kind of happen. Who wants to go first here?
Me, I've been going first all day and night.
We'll all go first, and then we'll go on the internet and ask everybody.
So, I really liked Stand Against Evil because that's the one thing I can like really remember that like stood out. If you like John C. McGinley,
from Scrubs,
and
Dr.
Cox from Scrubs, and he's been in all these funny movies, you will love this show because it's just Dr. Cox as a forced retired police sheriff in a town that is cursed by demons and shit like that.
That's a really good recommendation.
Great.
What's it called again, Gracie?
Stand Against Evil. And whenever I tweet
Yeah.
about getting like cool shit in the mail, like I got a headshot of Dana Gould that was signed because I won a contest on Twitter.
Oh wow! Okay.
From the Stand Against Evil fan club. Yes, please watch it. You'll appreciate it.
If you like a show enough to join the fan club on Twitter.
Yeah, like it's fucking great. Like Stand Against Evil was definitely it for me.
I would go ahead and just say Game of Thrones. I guess is the easier sort of.
You were a big Game of Thrones guy. You had parties.
We
and
did,
stuff.
yeah. We would literally get
It's a big
together
deal.
every Sunday. We had the same place we'd go to for so long.
I would stay away from you on Sundays. It was
It would be like that was my night to go watch Game of Thrones with these friends, and it was expected, you know. And we'd buy all this really good beer, or really good wine, or something.
That's
like,
awesome.
here and do
That's
this.
really great.
And then this last season just fucking culminated in this total fucking shit toilet show. But like even watching the last episode of that, I was actually at the owners of our place. Like we shut the place down and like turned off all the lights and put this big projector up and like listened to it on a big thing. Like we did a whole thing about it. But all of us were like kind of at the end of it very underwhelmed with it. But it was like a show that made us all just be like, damn, this is.
And it just about took up your entire decade.
It was about the whole decade.
Like,
almost.
holy
Yeah,
shit.
it really was. So
That
yeah,
was
I
a
guess,
decade show.
and I didn't even think about that until this just came up. That was the one that kind of.
I think that's going to get a lot of.
I think so too.
We'll see what the world says. The social media, the Holler Nation. We'll see what they say. Okay, so I'll go next. I'm going to give 3 shows a shout out right here, just because it's my question. I can do that. So here we go. I think the best show of this decade, hands down, no questions asked, is Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I think that show was the best show because it looked like a fucking movie. Breaking Bad was so good. There's a lot of shows that I sit on the edge of my seat for, and I say this a lot. I think Breaking Bad not only was, I mean this too, by the way, this is big. I don't think Breaking Bad was just the best show of this decade. I think it's possibly the best show of all time. The best TV. It's that good. It's that good. And I've watched Dexter. I've watched them all. Nothing compares to Breaking Bad. And I said all along, it seems like a movie that was dragged out into a TV show. Just the way it was shot, the quality of actors that it had, just the quality of just acting, and it was fantastic. Anyways, so Breaking Bad's my number 1. My 2 other just shows I want to shout out real quick: Portlandia, fantastic show from this decade. And Black Mirror TV series on Netflix. Fairly
newer.
Yeah, that's another fantastic thing that happened this decade, and I'm just really happy to be a part of all 3 of those. And that's my 3. Nice. What's up?
What you been watching?
Definitely Veep.
Veep.
Veep
Ooh,
for
good.
me
Yeah,
is
all right.
hands down the best comedy of the last.
God, don't they
decade.
win Emmys every year?
She did every year except this last year, but
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal. I mean, the comedic styling, the timing, the writing, the acting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an orgasm every time I turned on the TV.
I'm taking
Yeah,
notes on
seriously.
these. I don't know what that is, by the way. I'm taking notes
Veep
on
is
these.
it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus from
Okay.
Seinfeld. She
Okay,
played Elaine in
gotcha.
Seinfeld.
Yeah,
She's
nice.
the vice president.
She's becomes the vice president.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And her cabinet is full of very interesting characters, and it's very it's tough to totally explain.
Is this on
It
Hulu?
took me a while to get into. Like, I watched the first episode twice, and then I was hooked.
Right.
So, give it a shot.
Yeah, I love watching new things. I am noting all of these, as well as whatever the hell we hear from Holler Nation, which is where we're going
let's
next.
See what Holler Nation has to say.
Gracie, while I'm pulling up some snaps, you've got plenty to look at on Facebook, and I'll go ahead and pull the snaps up first here. And as always, we're going to award those who sent videos first, because that's just how we roll here on Holler Nation. The first snap comes from, I believe this is a new listener to Holler, the podcast, and this is Darth Leno. You can snap this guy at Obey Posse 12. He sent us a video.
What's up?
We don't know this guy. What's up? What's up?
Favorite TV show of the decade, hands down, is Shameless. Has to be an American
It's a
favorite
great choice.
of the decade.
There you
Favorite
go.
TV
Yeah,
show.
that's a great choice. I started watching that show, and I don't know why I actually stopped. I didn't stop watching because I disliked it.
Yeah.
I just stopped watching. I don't fucking know what life happened. But like, damn, that was a really good show. I was hooked, and I'm gonna note that as well because like it's a good show. Next snap is gonna come from Jeremy Ray. You can snap him at JRazor85, and that's Razor with a YZOR. Jeremy Ray, what's up?
So I would probably say my favorite show of the decade was Game of Thrones because it was absolutely amazing, the mania that it created. But I think recently The Mandalorian might have taken over that because I think The Mandalorian is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, everybody thinks that it's going to carry over into the next decade, so maybe it'll be a next decade talk, and then and that's how that'll go. Let's open up a couple more. This one comes from Goddammit Jenny, and that's exactly how you can snap her. And Goddammit Jenny, she's going to give us a list here, just like me. She's going to say Boardwalk Empire, or The Crown, or Broadchurch. Those are my top three. I don't know what that last one
I
is.
tried Broad. It has David Tennant
I'm going to do this.
and Jodie Whittaker in it.
Goddammit Jenny.
And I really tried. With Broadchurch, and I just couldn't do it.
Was it just slow?
It was, and I just didn't love it. And I love David
See,
Tennant.
slow burns can work. It just depends on if.
I really tried, and maybe I'll try again over break. But I still gotta watch my.
This next snap comes from Tori Saunders. You can snap her at Tori JMS. Tori, we appreciate you following us over from the Snappy Hour into Holler. You're fucking awesome. You listeners are awesome. Tori says, that 70s show, haha, wait, that ended in 2006. Ignore me, I've just watched it over. I love that 70s show so much.
I just kept watching it.
Tori's decade just like came from like the decade before and just fucking carried over. I mean,
Just kept
sometimes
going.
your decades can overlap if you just keep watching the same show. That's just how it works. And so in that case, I will go ahead and open up one more. This one comes from Brittany. You can snap her at Dumb Broad, and that's Broad with a 0 instead of an O, by the way. And Brittany says Southland.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard about that. It was like a cop drama.
I don't know much about this
Yeah,
show.
but it had the guy from the OC in it who's now in Gotham. What's that guy? Ben McKenzie, I think is his name.
We're going to get some Gotham votes tonight as well.
Yeah, I think a
guarantee
lot of
it.
people definitely.
I've noted all of these that I haven't watched, people. I'm going to watch them. That's fantastic.
Yeah, if you guys suggest them, they're probably good enough for us to check out. I'd say that.
Gracie, anything on the Facebook front that you want to shout out?
Candy says One Tree Hill. It started before the decade, but continued into 2012.
Fair enough.
Rachel.
One Tree Hill sounds so
Oh,
old.
it's
to me.
Rachel. Oh, it's Rachel.
Says Game of Thrones.
We can chalk it up for another one.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of those.
And Chase says The Punisher.
Okay. Word up.
And I responded to some of these people on Facebook, and I told Chase I never watched The Punisher yet. That is. So.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
I had a few people back that up and come in on Facebook and say, yeah, dude, watch it.
Back that up. Okay, cool. We talked about TV. We're going to bring it back to the Christmas spirit side of things. All right, y'all? Woo! Christmas time!
Eating, drinking, shooting, fucking Santa Claus. What you did, you little jerk.
So I asked everybody here, getting back into the spirit here, what is, and this is kind of an open-end question, but it's cool. I'm going to play some snaps that I got. I'm going to put out some Facebook answers and things like that. I asked everybody out in Holler Nation, though, what is probably the best Christmas gift that you've given or received? Either one you can go with. Doesn't matter. You can be silly with it. You can be sincere about it. It does not matter to me. I'm going to play. This first snap comes from Taylor. You can snap her at Taybuns. That's Taybuns. Hopefully this will be about what I snapped her about. It could just also be something else, but let's see what she says.
It's me and Lincoln out here. I just burped. Sorry. My knees are hard. It's cold as fuck.
It's cold as fuck and her nips are hard, apparently.
I'm talking like a granny. I don't know where we're going.
All right.
We're listening, Tay.
But it's cold.
But it's cold.
So if anybody wants to drive us from bar to
Oh,
bar,
she's actually just talking about work life
we
and
will
things.
not tip you, but I might show you my titties.
Okay.
Actually, I'll show you my titties.
Okay, there it is.
See y'all later.
All right, thanks, Taylor. I'm gonna leave. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna go drive her from bar to bar. This next snap is gonna come from Carla. You can snap her at Carla Ophelia. That's CarlaOfelia. Carla says this.
The best Christmas gift I ever received is when Chase Adams asked me to be his wife on Christmas morning.
There you go.
10 years ago now.
Well, a decade ago.
1 decade
10
ago.
years ago.
That's fantastic.
Got down on one knee, gave me the ring. His mama was saving, and I said yes.
There you go. That is a really good. I mean, that's a gift for everybody involved.
The dude looked really stoked about it. Yeah, I heard this story.
All right, that's a couple snaps right now. I'm gonna read off some Facebook answers that I got here. You can do the live ones. I'll do the ones that are for my poll. Okay. Thank you very much, Gracie.
Gracie, you're doing great.
I remember that, Jamie.
Like Candace said.
This is recorded.
Like Candace said, my best gift was when my niece was 1. We got to spend Christmas morning with her, and it was the first time my family was ever together as a whole on Christmas. My mom, me, my brother, his wife, my Uncle Rick. They actually just recently lost her uncle last year. It's been very hard, but she does have that memory to look back on. So that's awesome, like Candace. Well done. This next answer's from Sophie. She said, we had a full-on Barbie wedding with all my new Barbie toys one Christmas when I was little, complete with a videographer, a priest, a chapel made out of a gift box. My grandmother got her wedding cake topper out. Barbie and Ken were actually given wedding gifts. She said it was the best. It was completely humiliating to watch back on good old VHS now, but all the memories. So that's really cool. Nice. And then Adam Hall says Nintendo 64.
That's fantastic. Dude, this got me thinking, what? Okay, so we look back on our like old gifts and we're like, we can watch us on VHS. So like kids these days, they don't know what the fuck VHS is, and that shit looks like an artifact to them. But like when they get older, they're gonna say that they were watched on, fucking what?
iPhone,
Blu-rays,
iPhone, Facebook, really?
And that's gonna sound old because of what? What's gonna happen?
The next thing is
What's the next thing gonna be, dude?
Direct Brain Beam.
Oh, you're not on Brain Beam, dude?
Oh,
I
you're
was
not
on
on Brain Beam,
iPhone.
dog?
That shit
Oh,
sucks. I was on the iCloud,
You gotta
dude.
jump on that Brain Beam, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's freaking great. You don't
Hashtag
have to
Brain Beam, son.
It's the new social media, baby. You don't even have to do anything. It just thinks for you.
Yeah.
It's called Brain Beam. Check it out. Coming next Christmas. So, how about y'all? What was Grace? We'll start with you. What was the best gift you either gave or received?
Well, one year I got Gina, Fran and I did this together. We got Gina and my mom tickets to see Rent the musical in Knoxville
That's
for
cool.
Christmas. It was pretty cool.
Is that like their most favorite musical ever or something?
Oh yeah.
I loved it. Okay.
Oh yeah. It was a good time. I mean, we all love Rent. We all know the whole soundtrack. We can quote.
525,600 minutes. I thought you were gonna sing along.
Thought you were.
Most people that fucking hear that song just start singing along, especially if they're fans of Rent. You just shut up immediately.
I'll just let you have your moment.
She's like, I've never heard that.
That is an ensemble
You
song.
yelled at me earlier for trying to do my job, so I just figured you would yell at me again if I tried to join you.
I will always yell at you.
So I know you fucking will.
That's a cool gift, and that's awesome, and that was very thoughtful of you for doing for your family. Great.
But wait, so whenever I was 13, I asked for my own phone because, you know, you had to plug your phone into the wall whenever I was 13.
I think, don't you still have to do
Well, not everybody has landlines. Not everybody uses a landline.
Oh, no, you mean those kind of phones.
Like a landline phone.
Oh.
That kind of plug.
Yeah.
The telly. I thought we were talking about electricity.
Not like that. And my uncle got me my own, like, phone for, like, my bedroom. It was pretty cool.
That's probably pretty sort of life-changing there.
Yeah, it was cool. I used to get in trouble for answering the phone. But I had it anyway.
I remember one year, I couldn't make it home for Christmas, so I wrote a song, like, for my family, and, like, recorded myself making it and sent it to them. I cannot find it anymore. I don't know where it is, but it was, like, a really fun little song. So that was something cool that I knew that I could, like, you know, knock out and do for them that I thought was kind of thoughtful. So
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite things that I probably did.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic.
So I'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
Brian, how about you? You get a gift, something you gave or received?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with something I gave.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool route, and that's something I gave my girlfriend last Christmas, which was her iPad, and it's the first iPad that she's owned. And guess what happened? She took her art to the next level. She went from just an artist that just scribbled with colored pencil and paint to a full-on digital artist that did our art for Holler the podcast, as well as like your Avi, my Avi on like Twitter and things like that. That all
Did you
came
pay
out.
her for that, by the way?
What is that?
Did you pay her for that, by the way?
I bought the fucking iPad. That's how it works, crazy. So yeah,
nice. No, that's good. Yeah, because
I gave this gift. It was a tool.
Yeah, it
so
was
like,
a tool.
Yeah,
it wasn't a tangible thing, and it was a device.
And watching it all come together has been really the true gift, honestly. Like watching, like you buy this like thing, like fuck it, an iPad. You buy it, and then you watch like all this amazing. Because not only has she pumped out art for us on our website, but she's pumped out like commission after commission for other people that need art and things like that.
That is good.
She's created a whole Instagram account for her art.
That is wonderful.
Spooky Doodles.
I like it.
So yeah,
check it out on Instagram. Spooky Doodles.
Art for my family. My lovely family.
See, there you go. See, everybody's happy. She's printed art. Everybody has tons of art. It's fantastic.
Niles, how about what was a good gift that you gave, that you gave or received?
Well, I've given and received a lot. But
we're talking about Christmas gifts.
Yeah, we're talking about Christmas gifts.
Like
I had to pay the Uber.
But same.
No, I think the best one I ever got, the best gift I've received was a Stretch Armstrong when I was a kid.
Ooh, yeah.
I still have it.
Oh, cool.
He's not as pliable, but I still have him. The best gift I've given, I don't know. I think I had this picture redone for my mom of her dad who died when she was a kid, and I gave it to her one year for Christmas.
That restored, like
I had it
restored.
Yeah, I had it restored and then matted and framed, and that was pretty cool.
That stuff's great. That stuff's the stuff that really lasts for a real long time.
Isn't it interesting that we have like these kind of like all around the table, like these smaller answers, not like this. Nobody's like a fucking car for like blah blah blah.
Right, which would still be a big
that
thing.
That would be fantastic.
You get somebody a car and say, we went on all these trips with them and shit on this car.
True, that's true.
You never know.
Very true, actually.
The truth is, it's the spirit of Christmas that matters. The spirit of giving. Receiving is one thing, but giving is another. And we hope that everybody out there has a chance to be able to give something, even if it's a little, it always helps and it always makes people feel better when they get something. And also, you can give to charity. That's a wonderful thing to do around Christmas time. You can also tip your servers really well.
Should an off button?
What?
Do you have an off button?
Make a fart noise.
Just do that, and I'll.
Friendliest elf in all the land.
I fucking know it.
Well, that's great. We opened up some answers that we got from a bunch of different stuff. I think it's time for us to move on. What do you say?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Send your dick pics to Gracie at officialholler.com.
Hell
Still
yeah.
really mad about that.
Hell yeah.
Still pretty mad.
I like it.
Send them on screenshotting them and sending them in the group chat.
So
Please.
there are two different routes we can go, and Niles, I want you to pick it. We could either do our wonderful weekly segment. It's called Shots Fired, or we could play a little game. It's not really a game. It's more like a Mad Lib thing, but it's very Christmas themed. So what do you want to do? You want to take some shots, which we can still do that too. But you want to take some shots, or do you want to play a little Christmas cheer situation? Up to you.
I want to play the game.
Let's play the game, baby.
I want to play the
Just
game.
going that route.
We're gonna play the game. All right, so I'm getting this game all set up. We're gonna listen to.
Wait, no. I got some things.
Oh, she got some things.
So
Go
while
ahead.
you're doing your thing. So, Michael Pancake, the other love of my life, says, tell Niles to sing a Christmas song for us. So, we're waiting for that.
Uh-huh.
And, oh, my bad. And Jason McSweeney says, what's up, JD Short? How's life, bro? You ready for Christmas?
Oh yes, I am. What's up? I'm great. How are you? It's good to see you.
Also, Eric Wilson says, you are all fantastic.
Yay, Eric in the house, the place to be.
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
All right, I'm done with that. That was
Yeah, I was
William.
waiting for Facebook to shut
Yeah,
off, honestly.
that was William Shatner and Henry Rollins singing Jingle Bells for some
Willie
reason.
Shat.
Willie Schatz and Henry Rawls. All right, we're gonna do a little thing here, and what I want to do is go around the table, and as we go around, I'm gonna ask you for a part of speech, and you're gonna give me just a random one. It's very similar. It's actually basically the same thing as Mad Libs, but we're gonna take all the things that we've been giving and throw them all into the classic Christmas poem, "Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Okay.
I want you to get as weird as you can with all this stuff. If you have any questions about how the parts of speech work, that's fine, just ask. But I'm going to start with you, Niles. We're going to go around the table, and I'll just keep doing it. I'll ask you what you want, and you give it to me, and I'm going to type it into this thing, and then we're going to read this.
And the
poem.
robot's gonna make the
The
poem.
robot's going to make a poem.
Yeah,
for us.
dude.
It's all randomized and silly, and it's going to get weird. It's going to get real weird. And what I'm going to do is while we are reading the poem, when it comes back up, we're all going to read it all together. Well, or at least some of us will. At least we'll be able to see it. As we're reading the poem, I'm going to put a little bit of Christmas music underneath it. to make it real
Dude,
nice.
that's great.
So as you're reading it, try to make it really good. So, all
Niles,
right.
Niles, the first answer is Bukaki.
Yeah. Well, it can be because your first part of speech is a noun. So give me a noun, please.
Cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus.
Is that a noun or a verb?
Both.
What do you think, Tracy?
Is it a noun?
Brian, a noun for you.
Definitely a verb.
A noun for me?
It's not a verb. Cunnilingus is a noun. It is the act of.
Cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Cunnilinging
Not
is not a word.
cunnilingus, Gracie.
Eating that puss.
Cunnilingus.
That is the other. All right.
You're looking for a noun?
Anyway.
Yeah, I need a noun.
Daddy.
I'm gonna say.
That's not really the cunnilingus, all right? That's just the noun.
My noun is gonna be Christmas.
Cool. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas.
All right. I need a plural noun from you, Gracie.
That means more
Go
than
faster.
one, Gracie.
Go faster, please.
Boys.
Boys. Awesome. I need an adjective from you, Niles.
Wet.
Wet. That's good. Adjective from you, Brian.
Red.
Red. My adjective will be bouncy. Okay. I need a verb, transitive,
What the fuck?
past tense.
Okay, thanks. Ran.
Yes, there you go. That's good. Yeah, just go with your instinct there. Niles, I need also a transitive verb, past tense. Something similar to like ran.
8.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Now I need an intransitive verb, past tense. So that would be intransitive would be it's not happening. It's happened. Pretty positive.
That's
Or
very
excuse me,
similar.
flop
to
it, flip it, flop it. Sorry.
I was like, that's very similar to what we did.
Flop it, flip it. For
So
real.
it's something that's happening now.
It's intransitive.
Yeah, I'm asking for help. Help.
Okay.
Help me. You said that earlier. You said you need
help me,
on
please.
the word.
So it would be something similar to, yeah, it's just like an ED. Like it has ED at the end of it.
Oh.
I have ED.
No, that's a different ED.
Oh.
Go faster. There's a lot more of these to go, man.
Cooked.
Okay, that's good. All right, I got another one. I'm going to say baked. And then we need a present tense version of that same thing. So instead of baked, it would be bake. So instead of cooked, it would be cook.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
It's good for all the
I need
words.
an animal, Niles.
Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of them.
A single animal. Beaver. Got it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Brian, need an animal?
Panda.
Panda. I need a plural animal from me. I'm going to say the antelopes. And a plural animal from you, Gracie?
Aardvarks.
Aardvarks. Jesus. I need a dwelling of some sort from Niles. Doesn't matter what it is. A dwelling. Could be whatever you want. Some place that you go into. Oh, just the whole.
Niles is on fire this round.
Okay. I need a body part from you, Brian. A single body part. Singular body part.
Scrotum.
Okay, scrotum. I knew it was going to start going. It's already been going that way. A body part from me. Toe.
Why? That's literally
Body
what
part
I was
from
gonna
you,
say.
Gracie. Go.
Boob.
Boob. I need a plural body part from Niles.
Buttocks.
Yes.
Buttocks.
Niles is on fire,
Butts.
dude.
I need a plural body part from you.
Nipples.
Nipple.
Have you drank less than me? Is that why you're so good, man?
A time period from me, the Jurassic era.
Yeah, definitely that. That sounds right.
I need another time period, Gracie.
1920s.
Okay, I need a sound from you, Niles. Like what's like a sort of an onomatopoetic sound? A sound like a clack, crash, bang,
Clefunk.
clathunk, clathunk,
Clefunk.
clathunk.
Yeah, that's a thing.
You're like in the zone with this.
Like
All
Gracie.
right, I hope I'm
Clefunk.
okay. So, I need a relationship from you, some form of relationship.
Daughter.
Okay, hang on. The examples would, yeah, okay, that's perfect. I was just making sure it didn't mean like another thing. A person from me, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Definitely need him in the Jurassic.
Yeah, we
Christmas
definitely
story.
need
Full of
that.
nipples.
Need a first name from you, Gracie.
Brian.
Brian.
Damn.
I need a first name from you, Niles.
JD.
JD.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. I need a singular food from you, Brian.
Pie.
Pie. I need a plural food from me. Plums. Like, you know how I can feel it all the way down in there?
Yeah. A blue
Gracie, an
shoe.
article of clothing.
Dress.
Sun
Dress. I need a plural articles of clothing from you, Niles.
Jock straps.
Jock straps.
Yes.
Some form of furniture from you, Brian. It could be like, you know, chair, sofa.
Love seat.
Love seat.
Who loves
Okay.
Yeah, you
Very
know.
particular. I also am going to do a piece of furniture, and I'm going to say a bench. And I need plural furniture from you, Gracie. It could be, you know, chairs, sofas, love seats, whatever.
Is a sex swing of furniture?
Yes.
Sex swings
Sex swing.
with an S.
Okay. So now we have everything here for our deal. Now again, this is all going to get jumbled up. We're going to put it all in.
Oh shit.
We're going to give us a little
It's
time.
gonna be a fucking mess.
It's going to be a total mess. I'm really pumped up about it.
Okay. I'm down.
Is everybody ready? And this is how we'll do it. I think, Brian, you and I are just going to trade stanzas.
That's fine.
Back and forth and read this whole thing. But we're going to need to get really Christmas spirit about it.
Okay, absolutely. We read it from this?
We're going to read it from this. I'm going to hit the done button. It's going to pop up. And Brian, you're going to start, and I'll keep going next, and we'll keep going. Laugh as much as you need to or whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and start this Christmas music again and fade it out as we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Twas the Mad Lib before Christmas. Here we go.
Oh, that's small. We got to fucking bump that up, dude. There we go. 'Twas the Jurassic era before Christmas, and all through the hole not a creature was stirring, not even a beaver. The jock straps were hung by the love seat with care, in hopes that St. Brian soon would be there.
Oh, no.
That was perfect.
The children were nestled all snug in their sex wings,
Ew.
while visions of sugar plums
Good job.
danced in their buttocks.
You got a bad stanza, dude.
And daughter in her kerchief and I in my cap just settled down for a long winter's nap.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bench to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, ran open the shutters, and ate up the sash. Not to be confused with ass.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of mid-1920s to objects below. When what, to my wondering eyes, should appear but a wet cunnilingus and 8 tiny antelopes.
Can't recover from the antelopes.
Oh my God. You would hope it's wet.
With a little old driver so lively and red, I knew in a moment it must be St. Brian. More rapid than aardvarks, his antelopes they came, and he whistled and cooked and called them by name.
Oh, I'm gonna do a impression. Oh, now Dasher, now JD, now Daddy and Vixen. I'm Nicolas Cage, I'm Panda, I'm Dress and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the Christmas. Now fuck away. Now fuck away. Fuck away. Fuck away. Oh.
And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the love seat, St. Brian came with a bound. Why is he popping up?
Their love seat, dude. His eyes, how they baked. His dimples, how bouncy. His nipples were like boys. His scrotum like a pie.
Oh shit. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the jock straps, then turned with a jerk. That makes sense. And laying his toe aside of his boob and giving a nod up the love seat he rose. God damn this love seat.
All right, yo. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a clafunk. In a way they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good the Jurassic era."
Oh my God.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was the fucking...
Twas the Night Before Christmas, corrected and abridged. Fantastic.
The Night Before Christmas, as told by Holler.
As told by
shit.
Holler. I love it. Let's kick it on the next thing. Oh, is that cool?
Listen to all of our past episodes at officialholler.com.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a little shot fill-up break. You want to talk to Facebook Nation out there? And
Guys, I seriously hope you listen to that poetry. Holy shit. I laughed so hard I cried. That's going to be one of my favorite moments of the decade.
Let me get that shot glass there.
Oh my
There you
gosh.
go.
Thank you. I'll be right back, y'all.
Are you gonna be offended if I read your stuff, JD?
Don't do it from that. Do it from the live stream.
There's nothing on the word tree.
Oh, well, it's your fault.
There were some choice words in there like scrotums that worked out really well. And jockstraps and jerk.
Fuck away, all.
Fuck away all? Oh my god, dude.
So, Niles, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm just caught up on that like little poem. I kind of think that should be like, can that get a Grammy on?
Maybe. We should.
Show my nose.
What do
Show my nose.
you do to get an agreement? Do you like apply for it? Like,
Yes.
does someone have to nominate
I
you?
think we hashtag it.
Oh, we do need a copy of that to like print out and
And
Yeah, that should
should
be
we
a
just get
children's
one
book.
Grammy? Or should we get multiple
I
Grammy?
think wouldn't it be like we should make it into like a musical or something so we can get a Tony. We should do like the EGOT thing, like do all this thing we can get.
Michael Pancake can play some music for us. He can-
Michael Pancake, if you're still listening, we use your piano.
A group like this, dude.
We'll just go to his house after.
Okay, BRB, be right there, pal.
So,
So anyway, so tell us about yourself. How are you living life? Is it lovely?
yeah, man. You know me. I'm living pretty good.
Yeah. Do you want to touch the soundboard?
Now I want you to make it like fart or something.
It doesn't do that.
Gracie, you're sliding.
You make your own fart
You
noise.
make it ready.
Make a fart noise.
Oh, it was silent.
Oh
Like,
no.
Oh boy.
Misjudged that one.
Oh.
No.
Now, if you misjudged it, it wouldn't have been a fart at all.
I'm
So, JD touched me.
sure. No.
But yeah, because you're in a seat.
You got it? You snooze, you lose, you dick.
Now you just really want to sit in that seat.
You should have got an 8-foot table.
It is an 8-foot table.
I mean, no, it's not. It's a 6-foot table. It's a 6-foot table.
Listen, I'm 5 foot. There's no way that's 8 foot.
Okay. Whatever.
Tell me I'm right.
Merry Christmas, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Nobody wants to talk to me on
Some
the
people-
internet.
some
No,
people
I've
say
already
anything?
read all of it.
Oh, okay. You already read it all. Okay, great. Good deal.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
What?
Have
This?
you heard- Yeah.
Stella Artois
What's it taste like?
beer.
Like a better version of Heineken. So
Yeah.
if you like Heineken, you're going to love it. If you don't like
You won't
Heineken,
like
you
it.
can fucking throw it away.
You won't
Okay,
like
I'll throw it
Try
away.
I absolutely
I'll
love
throw it
Heineken.
away for
So I love
$200.
stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck
Just
away
fuck
all.
Fuck away, fuck away, fuck away all.
Brian, just hang your jockstrap by the love seat.
That fucking love seats. The fucking love seats.
It
But listen,
the love seat just wouldn't go away.
I like that you were a St. Brian and you're also dressed as Santa.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very
Yeah, you were St. Brian and all the reindeer, like Nicolas Cage in dress.
Oh my god.
Maybe you were Brian's reindeer.
I was one of your
It's like a
reindeer.
weird sex thing
That was
between you
fucking
two,
fantastic.
or-
Thank you so much for this.
Mango chutney.
All right, let's do shots fired, y'all. You ready? Is you all ready for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what?
I was
You
wondering.
seemed hesitant.
Well, I wanted to give this a special shout out right
Do
here.
you want to do it before we start back
Let's
up?
do it.
Or do we want to start?
Let's do
and
it on the show, yeah.
All right, ready? Here we go. Ready? 3, 2.
I want to give a special shout out to listener Clementine. This is Susan, a longtime friend of ours. She is the one soul that sent us a Christmas card to Holler, the podcast.
And I'm sure later down the line we might get more. This is still a new show.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. So you guys send away.
Yeah.
But our Christmas card says, Mama's done got it into the Christmas spirit a little early. And it's like Mama dancing with like a bottle of like
Oh, she's wearing like tassels
beer.
and like this is like a leather
Fantastic.
like vest
Looks
thing.
like my Nana, doesn't it?
Smoking on a ciggy. Hey, she got a beer in her hand. Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, and Clementine says, Happy holidays to my faves. Hope you guys and gals have a wonderful holiday season and that more and some. I can't read her writing. I'm sorry. This is like very fancy. Like fucking here. You want to read this?
I'll try. Hope you guys and gals have a wonderful holiday season.
Sorry, Clem.
That more than the tree gets lit.
There we go. Boom.
In the words of, I think it's Glonzel. Glonzel. I don't know. Peace and blessings.
Glozel.
Glozel. Okay.
Oh, it's Glozel.
Love you long time. Susan Sneezy Jefferson. Poop Butt Clementine York.
Thank you, Pupe Butt Clementine. That was awesome.
Hope 2020 is as fire as y'all. Fire emoji, 100 emoji.
Glenn, we love you. Thank you so much.
She wrote down the phrases fire emoji and 100 emoji and with her ink pen on the thing. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got your card right here, front and center. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now it's time for part of the show. Now it's time part of the show. We do this part of the
Talk
show.
it.
Shots fired.
Got something ready?
Okay.
Shots fired.
Taste the shit.
Shots fired.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to kick this thing off with a shots fired, and it goes like this. If someone picks you up and you're the passenger in a car, they get to choose the music. They're the driver. Mm-hmm. You're the passenger. Don't be a passenger DJ. There's nothing worse than a fucking passenger DJ, dude.
I think he's talking to you, Nathan.
Now here's the thing. If the driver asks for your help, like, hey man, take my phone, throw some shit on. That's fine.
Yes,
so
okay.
be it.
All
so
right,
be it.
Say.
And if you're someone that's known for music,
you're given the option.
Yourself, JD. If you're someone that's known for music, and someone like me entrusts you in the music, then so be it. Take over the aux cord. Take over the Bluetooth. That's all good. But you know what, dude? If you get in someone this, I can't. I don't know. This is not a shot.
I can tell you're
this
like.
This is not to me personally. I can just tell people are like this. That's the truth. I've had people get in my car, and I'm talking, we're going on like a 3-minute bar ride. And the second my fucking like ignition key turns, they're like, this sucks. Hey, this sucks. Okay, dude, that I'm giving a ride to the bar. Your opinion doesn't matter. This is a 3-minute fucking car ride. Mm-hmm. And the truth is, if somebody were giving... Think about this, common sense. If somebody were giving me a ride to the bar, I don't give a fuck if it was 3 minutes or 33 minutes. I would say, motherfucker, play whatever music you want. I appreciate you so much for this ride to the bar. I don't care if you blast like awful country music down my fucking throat. I'll fucking high five you. I'll fucking yee. Who cares? Yee. The driver, and that's what's up. Shots fired.
Unless they give you the express permission.
Give you the permission.
Cheers.
There we go.
Shots fired. All right, I'm going to go next. And here's my thing. People that, let me see how I worded this. People that are weird about being asked to show their form of identification. Say you must purchase something that you are under the, like, that is age required.
I agree with this.
Or you have to go apply for a thing, do anything like that. Actually, let me keep going with this. If you have to go do a thing that requires your ID, and you know for sure, and you bring it there with you, and you have to do it, you normally would bring it and be okay with it. Why is a point of purchase when you're purchasing maybe alcohol or tobacco or firearms or something, when they ask you for your ID, do you have all of a sudden have to, at that point, be so incredulous about,
I'm shocked.
Oh my God. Well, I'm obviously old enough to drink this, or I'm
Unbelievable.
obviously old enough. That's not the point of the whole matter.
That's not the point at all.
We need to see it for like government purposes.
It's just the
like,
rules.
It's
and
the rule that
rules.
it's like a federal, state, local ass rule we got to do. If we don't do it, we could lose our jobs. And I understand maybe you're kind of, it's funny to you or something to give somebody crap about it, but you're not the first person to have used that joke, okay? Like, we get it. You're old enough to do it, but
when they throw a slide joke at you, like, son, I could be your dad, probably.
And you're like, great. Well, I've had to ID my own dad.
That's awesome. Show the ID.
Just show me your fucking
That's
ID.
awesome. You want the fucking drink or not?
As a matter of fact, you should just get it ready.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and get it ready when you know you're going to purchase.
Well, it's required. That's
it's
what
required
happens.
anyway. Go ahead and get it ready. If I don't have to ask for it, do you know how much better my whole night is going to be? If if I don't have to ask for it, if you just get it for me, just fucking do it.
Yeah. This all makes sense.
You don't. You're not funny. Okay, just show me your ID. Shut up.
Fuck away all. Fuck away all.
Fuck. I almost came in my nose. Gracie, you have shots fired?
Yes, I do. Listen. Just listen.
Listen.
If you use the ice trays, fill the motherfuckers back up and put them in the freezer. My biggest pet peeve is whenever someone will use all but one piece of ice
and they'll be like, "There's still some in there."
and put the damn ice tray back in the motherfucking freezer. First of all, you're a dick.
I don't know why that made me laugh
Yeah,
so
that's
much. The
pretty
way
funny.
you said it. Put the damn ice tray in the motherfucking freezer.
You're a dick. First.
You're a dick.
Second, use all the fucking ice.
Just use all of them.
Just accidentally drop it on the floor. Accidentally drop it on the floor. I don't care what you
Give it to Serge. He loves water cookies.
Water cookies. Fill the damn ice trays back up, or I'm going to start beating you with them.
With the ice trays?
With the ice trays.
That doesn't seem like an apt punishment. You should really.
I'm going to get them with the ice trays.
I'm going to get them.
Fill the ice trays back up, or I'm going to kill you with them. That is all.
That is all.
Get him, Gracie.
Cheers, me.
Cheers.
Guys, if you're new to Holler the podcast and you're for some reason wondering why Gracie speaks the way she speaks, or maybe why we speak the way we speak, we are from West Virginia.
Yeah, we're a beautiful, wild, and wonderful.
That is part of the word holler. We'll tell you about it later. Niles,
we like saying y'all. We like saying holler. What's up, Niles? What's up, y'all?
What gets me fired up is like Kroger or Walmart has it, but when you order your groceries ahead of time, so you pull in and they take up all those parking spots, and then you just want to get your groceries. It's pouring the rain. Mm-hmm. Why does each little takeout spot take up 2 lanes? Well, I started using part of each of those lanes because I'm short. My jeans drag the ground like sometimes when it's rainy and there's puddles. So I'm just like, what are they going to do? Tow me? So far I haven't been towed. I wouldn't encourage anyone to do that. But it just really pisses me off. So are you
talking about the little special places where they bring your stuff to you?
Yeah, like...
But you just want to go in and grab your stuff on your own?
Yeah, like, they don't need to take up 2 parking spots, like, to pull forward, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I can face that van, and they can back out and pull out. It really, it's under my skin, so... That's what's up with me.
That's pretty... All right. Well, it's funny when the convenience... the convenience has been...
Inconvenience.
You have inconvenienced my convenience.
Right.
And therefore, nothing's changed. Now we're back to square one.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You send your order in. We're going to use Kroger, okay? So you send your order into Kroger. You go in, or you pull into the lot. The spots are taken, and the spots are supposed to bring your groceries out, and so you like double park the person. Is that what happens? What happens?
Well, no. So
I don't think it's reset.
So there's all those spots that are reserved for people to pick up their groceries in certain time slots, but they take up 2, like a parking spot in the back and in the front, and that's all supposed to be 1 parking spot. So the person that's picking up groceries,
humps in the back and in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the back, the front, and they can just pull out conveniently. But why can't they back out and why eat up all those extra parking spots? When it's downpouring the rain, I don't want to walk far. So, I just started parking there, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated.
I don't think
if I get towed, I'll go live. I'll let you guys know. Yeah.
Do it.
On my MySpace.
One of my favorite things to do is to pull up somewhere when I'm in an extreme hurry. I know I'm only going to literally be 5 minutes or less than 10 minutes. Put it this way, Niles, you can't tow a car in 10 minutes. You just can't do it unless the tow guy's like there with hook, like ready. So like the point is, if I'm gonna be 10 minutes or less, I don't give a fuck. I'll pull right in, and somebody will be like, "Hey man, can't park here. We're gonna tow you." I'm like, "Cool, tow me." And I go in and grab the shit, come back out because it's like you can't fucking get me.
I've already gone. I still can't park here, dude. I've already done the thing. Sorry, peace. I did it. What's up?
But hey, man, at Kroger, do they bring the groceries out to
your place,
or do you have to go get them? How does that work?
No, they bring them out to you if you schedule your time.
Cool, good deal.
True dat.
It's awesome.
Put some steak on it.
All right, let's scoop boots.
Listen to all of our past episodes at officialholler.com.
Going back to Holler Nation, asking them stuff like, what was the best Christmas gift you either gave or received? This first snap I'm going to play is a video, and it's coming from, you can snap her at Ray Does Hair. This is what she says.
Snapchat is all about making you look beautiful, and I'm just here for all the ugly shit.
I think she keeps it. There we go.
That first snap is from earlier, so enjoy that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The best gift I ever received was my battery-powered Barbie Corvette, and it came with one for Barbie also. And I immediately drove it down the hallway and ripped off the side mirrors because I'm dope like that. And I'll say this year the current best gift that I'm giving is Nicolas Cage cookie cutters.
Oh, wow.
That's badass.
Very interesting.
Rachel, please send us one of those to the
we'll,
podcast.
We'll take one and we'll bake some. Or just send us a photo of one.
I love that Nicolas Cage has been brought up twice now already on this podcast, out of fucking thin air.
It already
and also, like, thirdly, could you imagine gifting your child like a fucking like Barbie mobile or like a fucking Jeep or any of those little fucking like battery powered things?
Oh,
and the child just rips
wheels?
the shit off.
Dude.
And the child just rips the shit off.
Well, of course they will,
God
because
damn it.
It's not like you got older and got a real car and like realized, fuck, now I gotta like call the police about this and shit.
Yeah.
Ripped off my side panel, like, yeah. It's
Yeah, you should hit your kids with like, well, it's gonna have to write this up on
Well,
insurance.
yeah,
Let's
I
see
guess
how it
we're gonna
goes.
have to impound the car, get the police involved in this. It's actually a really good idea.
Right.
If I were to ever get my kids a Power Wheel and they got into an accident with it, I would call like a cop friend of mine and be like, why don't you come to my house real quick? If you're off duty or something, and let's just freak my kid out a little bit here.
Even better if you
can't use it till they towed it. You can't use it.
Even better if you have a child and the child has a little child cop mobile. Bring that child
Bring
over.
it. Yeah. All right. This
Do not procreate.
This next snap comes from Caleb. You can send him to Caleb_S7804. Oh, he just added somebody for me to add to. All right, fuck that. This one's going to come from Jessica. You can snap her. It's just Jessica. She says she recreated a Christmas photo from the past with her siblings and framed it for their mom. So they're super cute. That was very nice.
You've got mail.
Nice. This is an answer from Facebook. It's from Fran. Freddie Coffee Hunley, what's up? She says, I don't think I ever got as excited about anything as I did my Barbie dream house when I was 5 years old.
It was the coolest thing.
A lot of Barbie answers on this one. That's,
cool.
I mean, obviously that's a big deal.
I like vividly remember that.
This next one comes from Brittany. Brittany says, best gift I ever got was the collector's edition of the entire Star Wars saga at that time on Blu-ray with 3 bonus feature discs. Yes, I'm a huge nerd. My favorite gift to give was to my daughter's dad before we split. He was in the Marine Corps. I got him a plaque with the Force Recon Creed crest and his battalion number and name carved into it. The Creed holds a lot of meaning for him, so it's pretty awesome to be able to gift that to him. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, these are all very unique answers now.
Which
really
I figured,
dig that.
you know, that's how it is. It's spreading that Christmas cheer.
I wasn't sure. When you asked the question, I was just thinking I was kind of thinking like what our friend Adam sent, like it's going to be like N64, Nintendo, Sega, like over and over and over again. But no, these are like great answers. And not that 64 is a bad answer.
No,
either.
yeah,
It's a great answer.
We hate your answer, Adam. So.
No, I love your
He hates it. He hates
Adam,
it.
I love your answer.
He hates it.
Brian, let's talk about TV, dog.
Yeah, so let's talk about the best TV shows of the decade. Let's kick this thing off with Mike Anderson, longtime snapper of our podcast.
Love you, long time.
We love you,
Mike
long
Anderson.
time. Fuck away all. You can snap Mike at Mike A139, and Mike says, Goliath, that shit for real, and season 1, True Detective. So here's what's up. True Detective gets tons of great ratings, tons of them. And I watched like the first episode and it was amazing, and then for some reason in life I stopped watching it. But True Detective, I'm gonna note that on my list right here of something I better jump back on. Now Goliath, anybody at the table have any insight on that? Goliath?
No.
I have no
I think
idea.
He was slayed by Daniel. That's about all I got.
Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers alert, Gracie. That's how this goes. Okay,
Sorry,
next
spoilers.
snap is going to come from Jamie Hatch. You can snap her at J-Me Oh My, one of my favorite snap names of all time. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie says, Breaking Bad, I'm obsessed. So, essentially we kind of have like a contest here between Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, and that's kind of what I figured. I figured to sprinkle a little bit of Dexter in there as well. Which, by the way, Gracie, if you could pull up,
surprised I haven't heard
if you could pull up some of the Facebook answers, I know that we had a Dexter in there. I believe it was from Cherie, and I shouted her out for that. But if we could shout her out again, just because we had some Facebook answers. There's going to be one more from Snapchat World. She says Game of Thrones. This is Amy Kimball. So yet another one for Game of Thrones, and like we said, this has turned into a Breaking Bad versus Game of Thrones.
Figured it would. Kind of figured it would.
But you know what? It's not a bad thing, dude. What a great thing. What a great thing to have for a decade. You've got Game of Thrones versus Breaking Bad.
This was the decade of prestige television.
Oh my God.
TV got fucking
And now we're kind of flipping into where like these shows that maybe gave you some of the TV series, you're not gonna like produce movies like Netflix. They're gonna produce their own movies. Yeah. Like deep into the next decade, we'll see. But like so far, they're doing a fantastic job at the very end of this decade. Big name actors. Fuck away all.
Okay.
You got some.
Corey says Gotham is awesome. Corey
Word up, yeah.
Adam Hall says Breaking Bad by far, and I just said binged it, but I'm pretty sure he meant binged it. Like 2 weeks ago, Mary Mimi. Meme says Murdoch.
What, did you just have a stroke?
Well,
Mary me,
love seat.
Mary, if you're looking at Facebook, memes if you're me. She says Murdoch Mysteries, which is probably one of her British shows. So
I think it is. Yes.
Yeah. Ethan Cantrell says iZombie. That's a really cool show.
I've heard this. All right.
Corey Neal says Rick and Morty, which is also a pretty great show.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, why haven't we got more of those? Thought that one would have fucking gotten huge.
Fran says Game of Thrones. Actually, she's in a GIF, but so.
Word up.
And then Cherie is her name.
Yep.
Okay, good, because I would have read it Cherie.
Yep.
Says Dexter.
Yes, and like I said, I replied to her earlier. And by the way, I'm surprised that we didn't get more. I'm surprised we didn't get more Black Mirror. Anybody at the table dislike Black Mirror?
I don't dislike it.
I don't dislike it. I've watched one episode of it, and it gave me.
Goddamn, dude, there's like 40 episodes.
I know, it gave me so much anxiety that I didn't want to watch any more of it.
You're missing out, man.
Did it give you nightmares?
It didn't give me nightmares. It gave me anxiety.
JD, if I could give you like.
As in, like I was watching it, and I was like uncomfortable physically, like while I was still watching.
How about this, JD?
I understand.
Like, make me a little promise, man. This would be great. How about I give you like a top 3 or even a top 5 Black Mirror list, and
if one of them was the one I already watched, how about this? Don't tell me just yet.
Okay,
wait till after the show.
Deal.
If one of them is the one that I already watched, I'm not gonna watch.
It won't be
the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I don't want 3 more episodes of the same anxiety-ridden.
I can promise you it won't be.
Is it just spooky?
It's not spooky. It is it's a different kind of form of anxiety.
It's creepy, cringy.
It's
cringy.
It's
what the world could be in the future.
It's very like uncomfortable. As in,
I love
not
it,
like spooky style uncomfortable.
I absolutely love it.
More like, this is happening probably, or somebody's done this, or this is like happening, and it's like it could happen to me tomorrow.
It's something that seems very possible, Gracie, in technological future, and they throw it into a TV show.
It's gonna sound weird.
Yeah, go for it.
But I could probably watch it because I've watched Criminal Minds a lot,
and maybe that,
and stuff like that can happen. So maybe I can.
You know what else sounds weird?
It does sound weird.
I want JD's list for Black Mirror.
Okay, we'll figure all that out.
I will text the group that.
Cool. We've talked to Holler Nation. Can we move along?
Yeah, absolutely.
To the next deal. All right, fantastic.
2 dudes, 1 girl, and a bottle of Jaeger. What could go wrong? It's Holler.
This time it's not just a bottle of Jaeger. It's a bottle of something else. We're about to do a review, motherfucker.
Following this motherfucker, son.
Anytime. If you ever need a dog sitter, you guys just
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the review. This is the segment of the show where we try something live on air we've never tried before. Most of us, mostly, have never tried before. This time it's very, very special. Brian, you want to give us a little introduction as how this all worked out? How you got this particular product?
Yeah, if any of you guys are familiar with the TV show Full Throttle Saloon, we talked about this earlier at the opening of the show. Michael Ballard is the star of this show. He was in town, and he was kind enough not only to shake the hands of every single person that came through his line at the store, but also chat with us a little bit. So when I met Michael, I said, "Hey man, I've got a podcast. It's called Holler. I'd be glad to try one of your bottles of liquor." He had a couple different flavor choices, and what we're going to try on this show is the Full Throttle 70 proof espresso shot. So what we've got here is a coffee liqueur. And yeah, I told him, I said, we're going to try this live on the show. I'm going to shout you out, and then I'm going to send you the link. And, you know, not only all that, but I appreciate you for providing us this, for signing our bottle.
Yeah, he signed it. He just wrote down Holler, and he signed his name there. That's super cool.
Yeah, and that's a really, really cool thing. Super cool.
So this is your bottle here, and it's not been opened yet. It's actually fully sealed. It's got a little paper seal on it. So why don't you crack that into the microphone so we all hear it? We know.
Man.
Come on with the muscles, doggy.
Bro, I might need a knife. I'm not gonna lie.
We can figure something out. Oh my god, this
it's
awesome.
tough.
Merry Christmas to me.
Look how twisted it is, man.
It's so go the other way.
It's tough.
Let's see if the other directions. It probably pops like a cork.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Ooh, I heard a little drip noise. Hey, there we go.
Very anticlimactic.
There you go.
But nonetheless,
I'm gonna give it a huff.
Brand
new. Okay. Ooh, it smells like buttery.
I've got a feeling you're gonna like this.
I think we will.
I think Michael Ballard did a great job.
All right, so I'm gonna po up. I'm about to po up.
Show
Let's
up.
Po up, baby.
Show up and po up.
All right. It is very dark.
Yeah, it's pouring out dark. I mean,
it looks like coffee, honestly, or Jaeger.
Right. Looks like a very dark Jaeger or a coffee. This is a coffee.
So it's funny. It's like the last time we reviewed something too. It was a coffee thing, but it actually had Jaeger in it.
It smells so good.
Yeah, it doesn't have a buttery.
It smells like delish.
So listen.
Okay, so listen to Gracie.
I know you pour this in a shot glass, but is this something I need to sip or something I need to just take as a shot?
It says shot on the bottle.
Yeah, you're going to take it as a shot.
Oh, espresso shot.
Either way, you're taking a shot.
Yeah, either way, you're taking a damn shot.
A shot is different than a sippy sip.
It sure is.
Gracie, this one, trust me, you're going to shot it.
All right, is everybody ready to rock this shit? And then we're going to go around the table and give our reviews. We'll start with Brian and go around.
Sure,
okay?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Everybody clink it and sink it.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sorry, that's just the noise I make whenever I take it out.
It tastes like fresh ground coffee beans, like fresh roasted coffee beans and butter. And
there's a butter
No, it really does. It's like the freshest of coffee beans, and also like he said, like butter right off the fucking spoon. Butter.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
It's a really cool aftertaste. I mean, the initial taste, it does
bite like alcohol.
This is what I think is cool about it. It bites a little bit like alcohol, and I need that when I'm drinking alcohol, because if I don't have that, dude, I'll just drink it like a Pepsi or something.
And then you get wasted.
Like, please remind me that I'm at least drinking a little bit. So it does. It bites you a little bit, but man, that aftertaste. Okay, so it's what we described. It's buttery. It's gourmet coffee, but it just reminds me of like
buttery brown.
Dude, it's delicious. The aftertaste, the aftertaste is so delicious. It's a gourmet aftertaste. That's the best way I can describe
this.
it.
I would make a martini with this.
You could make a lot of delicious things.
I'd make like
with chocolate milk.
Yeah, I'd make us. You know, I would get like an adult
I would
chocolate
add this
milk.
to my milk.
I would put this in a White Russian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'd put this in any sort of one of those chocolate or espresso drinks that people make, martini, but whether it's cream based or not. this could still.
Can we buy it local?
You can't. I believe they.
so.
He at least came and stocked a little bit locally in the store, and he was showing off his product.
It's handcrafted in Thrimble, Tennessee.
I will say this, man. I will say this, and I mean this. This aftertaste is such a gourmet. It's a gourmet aftertaste. I mean, like, it doesn't get much better than that aftertaste right there. That is a gourmet aftertaste.
How many hollers you gonna give it? How many snaps you gonna give it?
Dude, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it.
Nice, damn, a long day on that one.
A lot of snaps.
I love straps.
A lot of jock straps. Jock snaps.
On this one, I will go. This honestly has a better flavor to me than something like Kahlua, or I think it tastes better than that Jaeger stuff we had.
I agree.
It's
the
I feel
better.
like we've had, we had coffee flavored shit last time we did a review, and we're doing it again. Hell, we're gonna have to do this a lot more often, I guess. This tasted better than that, I think, just because it was meant to be its own thing. I agree completely with both y'all when you say fresh ground coffee and butter.
Yeah.
You guys, have you ever had bulletproof coffee or the coffee that is made with butter?
Yeah.
When they whip the coffee with fresh butter, or ghee is what they, which is clarified butter. That's what this reminds me of. This is like a liquor version of that. I've had coffee liqueur before, and it tastes like normal coffee with sweetener in it. This tastes like buttered up coffee, or bulletproof coffee. So that already puts it up a step. I'm not going all 5 just because, it's not 100% my jam. I still dig this stuff, but I'm not going to drink it all the time. If I were to have this somewhere, I'd have it as one beverage and then go away. So I'm going to go 4 out of 5 on this one.
Dude, this would be fantastic in my frozen mochas. Holy shit!
See, yeah. If you're trying to spike something like that,
holy shit!
But you're not gonna try to frozen mocha all night long, right? You're not going to drink frozen mochas all night to get drunk, right?
Yeah, man, if I did,
Niles never going. Hey. Gracie,
I loved it. This is one of the better liquors or alcohols or whatever we've tried.
Gracie usually spits them out.
I usually am like, no, this is way better than the Jaeger we had last time. Way better. And I would buy this and I would drink it and I would put it in my chocolate milk, I think.
There you go. That's wonderful. How many snaps do you get?
Both. The answer is both.
Oh, it would be amazing.
Like my white chocolate mocha from Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just go ahead and spike it with that shit.
It's going to get 4. 2, 3, 4. Not a good snapper.
Yeah, apparently not. Niles, how about you? You want to review it? Give us a little review on this.
I give it a good solid 4, and the reason is, it's what it is. It's a hell of a coffee liqueur.
Yeah.
I think. So like.
Yeah, there you go.
You like that?
Yes, that'll work.
That's great.
That'll work. That's fantastic. Michael Ballard's Full Throttle 70 Proof Espresso Shot.
It's delicious.
Buy it in liquor stores that has it. If it doesn't have it, then you can't buy it.
And you know what? I told Michael Ballard, I said, we will give you an honest review. Like, if this shit sucks, we're going to give it a 2.
Yeah.
And he knew
if it got harsh, I would have been like, that's harsh.
And I was going to send it to him regardless, so...
I was super surprised. The butteriness was
cool.
Yeah. That was real, like a butterscotch.
Like a good, like how good white wines, like a Chardonnay, like
have a buttery...
It leaves like it on the glass, like when you swirl it and then you taste it and it's buttery. Mm-hmm. That reminds me of that.
I think you're right down with that.
Santa's coming to town! Oh my God!
Make a fart noise.
La 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 la.
Link up at officialholler.com.
I think that we should consult Holler Nation another time.
Yeah, let's do it.
And that's going to be it for our show tonight, I think, after that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Good deal.
Gracie, if you could help me out on my poll, I know that Holler Nation had a few things to say, at least, about their favorite TV show. A few may have snapped me as well, but if we miss anybody, now is the time to shout them out.
Want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, me go first.
Yeah.
All right. Sophie K says The Handmaid's Tale.
Word up.
Brittany Linkus says Southland.
We had one other for Southland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the same one, too. That's different.
It was not.
I mean, I've heard a lot about that show.
I have it on my list. I'm going to watch these shows, guys.
Word up.
Kyle says Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and again, Kyle, by the way, I told you would hear my answer on the show. Well, here we are, 1.5 hours in, and dude, I 100% agree with you. Breaking Bad, best show of the decade.
Selena, we miss you. Please come back. Says Legion. Brittany says Game of
Yeah, Legion was
Thrones.
More Thrones.
And she says also Supernatural.
Okay, yeah.
Gave me nightmares.
I didn't watch
Supernatural gave you nightmares?
That's why I asked if it was like spooky, like what's gonna give. That's why I asked if it gave you nightmares.
Supernatural gave you
First episode gave me nightmares. I read a book.
Well, that first episode is actually kind of fucking
so maybe I just
tragic.
need to not watch the first episode.
No, the rest of the show is actually very entertaining and awesome. Yeah, that first episode is a little traumatic, but
give me nightmares. I read a book once that gave me nightmares, but anyway. Alexa says I liked Gotham a lot. Did you say you're going to give me nightmares?
Eating, drinking, shitting, fucking Santa Claus.
But she says Breaking Bad wins everything ever. And then Matt says The 100. Get past the sappy teen drama of season 1 and it's a pretty great sci-fi show.
Who was this? Is it
Matt.
Matt who?
Lasley.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Real dumb Matt.
Word up.
That sounds mean. You're not real dumb. You're just.
Yeah, Matt is going to be a future guest, and I asked that because I really respect his opinion. This is a real dumb debate all-star. We're going to have him as a guest. It's going to be great. We're going to talk movies.
Grab by the pussy.
Trust his answer.
Hit my sock. The star.
Oh, dude.
Hit that star, JD. Oh, boom. That shit's lit.
I hope they can see it.
I don't know.
I mean, they'll at least be able to see the lights doing the thing. Is it turn off later?
By itself.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Wait, we're seeing it on the monitor now. Okay, Brian, you got some Holler Nation responses?
No, she read them all. That was everything for me.
Did we ever get
My fucking cup was in the way.
I don't think we had a chance. Oh, was it? Fuck it. We didn't have a chance to do anything voicemail wise this week, did we?
No, we didn't go. Yeah.
We're gonna double down on that one next episode. Because we're gonna get one more in before the entire year is over. It's gonna be cool.
I would hope so. Yes.
Yeah. So. Wait, did you say you're good?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're good to go? All right, I'm going to do the rest of mine, bring it back to the Christmas spirit side of things. This is a Snapchat. It's from Nikki. You can snap her at NickLyn322 on Snapchat. She says, probably the best gift that I've given on Christmas is what I got my mom this year. But I can't say because she might see it on Facebook. So I'll say the next best thing is the custom quilt that I had made for my aunt of a ton of pictures of my nephew's face. She sent us a picture.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And yeah, it's his little face. And it says best Nana ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job, Nikki. Well done.
Good job on people with great Christmas present answers because I really thought people were going to be like,
I want to say, and I'm not done yet here. With them, I've got a couple more to go, but I do want to say kudos to everybody who is telling us about what you've given because that's really cool because giving fucking rules, and it's really cool that most of these people have been talking about these are gifts that last like a lifetime. They last forever. That's the shit that's cool. And now, of course, not to say that like remembering when you got your Nintendo 64 after having a good year of grades when you were a kid and it was everything you could have hoped for. Like, that's still cool as hell, and you'll always cherish that memory. But what you're doing is paying forward that memory by giving someone something they can cherish for an even longer time, and that's fucking wonderful. This post comes from Sarah. She says she bought her husband one of those faux Scottish titles where you obtain the deed to a single square foot of land in exchange for contributing to a preservation society that actually helps keep the land pristine. He's been very insufferable and insisting on being called Laird ever since she got this one. She still thinks it's fun to make restaurant reservations under that name. So that was fucking cool. Thank you, Sarah, for that wonderful answer. Emma says, my mom fixing Christmas dinner after having surgery to remove liver cancer right before Thanksgiving. Needless to say, her children did not pick up her cooking skills, but she made dinner after a successful surgery because she's like, let's freaking trek on, let's do this. That's super cool. And that was a gift she received that she'll always cherish that. That's great. I love it. Belle, She says, the best gift I ever got was pictures of my mother who passed when I was 6 years old from breast cancer. I was 25 years old at the time, and I did not have any pictures of my mama. That's fantastic. She also continues on because Brian actually talked to her. Said, who gave those to you? She said her mom's best friend. She took 8 Polaroid pictures she had, enlarged them to 8 by 10, put them in frames, gave them to her for her birthday. She said her real dad was abusive. She was taken from when she was 11, placed in foster care. So she didn't have anything from her childhood. She gave, got her a blanket that her mom had made her when she had basically, this started kind of running off from there because it looked like she kind of used text-to-speech on it or something. But she does say that they had to come up with money to go to her treatments and all this kind of stuff. But she still sleeps with that blanket. But she still has that blanket. So that's wild stuff. Belle, thank you very much. That's some heavy stuff there. But again, it's something you can cherish as a memory you can always keep.
I think that people really spoke up with these meaningful gifts compared to the shit that I thought they were gonna pull, DVD players and things like that. Like the fact that they really spoke up with these meaningful gifts it's a really cool thing to listen
We're
to.
all getting up there in years, I think, and realizing what really does matter, which is, because Christmas happens every fucking year.
Does it?
All right, I'll stop talking then.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, Gracie will too. So we're fucked.
Will you push my... Oh, she's too
Funky
close.
little elf.
Push
Yeah, something
my
like that.
sock again.
Gracie wants her sock pushed and it's on and she's lit.
And she's lit and...
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Yeah.
Santa's coming to town.
Oh my God! I'm an eating, drinking, shitting, fucking Santa Claus.
Those went right at one after the other. That was kind of good.
I need my Christmas tree to do this.
I love it.
Make a fart noise.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us on the internet. This has been Holler. We're available on the internet. If you've been checking us out on Facebook Live, thank you. If you've checked us out on YouTube, thank you. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify, thank you. I would also like to put out a personal thanks to the band Zugma for their song Jerry Diesel. It has been our theme music for this wonderful podcast, and thank you so much for allowing us to use that. Anybody else have any other Christmassy things they want to... do you want to sing for us a little bit, Niles, before we end the show?
What song can not... No, there's not already even see. It's what song
what song is... we pick it? Well, we got to pick one.
no.
All right, so Niles, you do it.
No.
We have to come up. All right,
Gracie Lou.
we do. Well, she already knows the one.
Oh my gosh.
No,
She snorted, so we have to do it.
She snorts. She snorts
Okay.
because she snorts. She's Gracie.
Are you...
I love her.
What is he going to sing? What do you want him to sing?
No, he's taking a set at me, and I know he means it.
Oh, okay.
But I am going to think back at that time you made me do a freaking Christmas cantata. Did we have to do an Easter one? We had to do 2 plays.
There was
Are
a
there
time.
And that
videos?
stupid
Are there
July
videos of
4th
this?
cantata.
There probably are.
So, Niles.
There
you
was a
just
time.
you just name like 10 things. It
I
seems
want to
pretty
see
easy.
all of them.
Yeah. But
It's the
real
worst.
talk, a lot of people this time of the year find it very difficult, and if you find this time of the year difficult, it's okay to feel those feelings, but you
Yes.
need to find someone to talk to, get help. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is amazing for that.
Yes. They
And
did
there's-
just update that they're going to very soon. I don't think it's happened just yet, but they're going to, the number's a lot easier to dial. It's going to become 988 in the
Oh,
future
that's awesome.
instead of the entire 800 number. And speaking of that, I did want to mention something, not to bring it totally down, but not too long ago, a local member of the community, Nicholas Thomas, the singer for the band Fever War, recently took his own life, and we do miss him. They did tonight have a benefit show that was a metal show that was called Mosh for Tots, but it was also in memory of Nicholas Thomas. They raised a lot of money for kids in the local area and also a lot of toys for the kids in the area because he cared a lot about that kind of thing. But yes, of course, yes, if it is a difficult time of the year or a difficult time anytime, you can always reach out. You can always reach out to us too.
Definitely.
That's what this show is about, so reaching out to us. We want to be friends with you, but also we can understand and we can see when things can get low. So, I agree with you.
No, get
Agreed
to
on that.
know it. Someone's reaching out to me into this table, and I don't know.
Brian, wear your hands.
Fuck away all.
Fuck away all.
St. Brian.
Thank you all so much for listening. It's been a wonderful time. We will see you next time on Holler. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Peace.
Okay, I'm turning the heat on
Okay,
now.
turn on the
Keep it on,
heat. But also, Facebook, we're still live with you for a couple more minutes. If you still want to chat with us at all, people are still kind of watching us.
Yeah, Gracie, did we miss anything on
No,
Facebook Live?
Doesn't look like it.
It was a slow night.
Well,
A little later now.
actually, it started with a bang, and I, like JD said, I played around with a lot of people earlier on Facebook Live, and that was just because.
Played around. Fuck away all.
Please, I made note of that.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, that was a wonderful time, everybody. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody on Facebook still chilling with us.
Guys on Facebook, seriously, this we weren't fucking with you, man. This
And
full
YouTube. We're on YouTube too.
And on YouTube. Eventually, we'll be on YouTube, or this video, I should say. We're already on it. But this full throttle espresso shot. This is the real deal. So, like, if you've got I don't know, like a parent or anybody, a roommate, a cousin, somebody that loves coffee, they're gonna love that shit.
Podcaster.
They're gonna fucking love this shit. If you've got anybody that loved Kahlua, for example, like, we think it's better. I mean, it's better than Jaeger. Better than Jaeger coffee.
Absolutely, it's better than Jaeger coffee.
Not regular, just the coffee.
Oh,
Jaeger.
better than regular Jaeger too.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, this is the extra little segment we give you on Facebook Live and YouTube. And you guys are the real MVPs. And Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas, we love you.
Merry Christmas.